Boom. And we are live with another episode of the Brown Water Banter podcast. My name is Jared Seymour.
My name is Joey Cates.
That is correct. We got a good show lined up for you this evening, man. We got Brian in the house. We're talking all things Smokehouse Bayou. We got jerky. We got barbecue sauce. We just came off of Memphis in May. We're going to be talking about that. So it's going to be a damn good episode. But before we jump into it, just like we always do, we're going to thank the people that keep the lights on for us over here. If I can click the right amount of times. Here we go. Right out of the gate. Dr. Robbie Williams over at Southern Magnolia Smiles, man. They're on the socials, Facebook and Instagram at Southern Magnolia Smiles. If you are looking for a great local dentist, they're located in Ocean Springs right there on Washington Avenue. 2023 is the year to keep your mouth clean. So go ahead and book that appointment with them. Let them know that you heard about them from us. Give them a shout, 228-215-1202. And we're glad to have them on board with us. Our buddy Jesse Hill, man, over at Hilltree Marketing. If you're looking for a website, needed one built for any reason, jump over to hilltreemarketing.com. They are a local company. You will be dealing with a person, not an automated machine or someone that's not located right here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. He can take you from no concept to an award-winning website in no time, man. Jump over to hilltreemarketing.com, look at some of the other brands that he's worked with, or simply go over to brownwaterbanter.com and look what he did for us. We couldn't be happier, man. So hilltreemarketing.com, glad to have him on board. Our buddy Rocky Brooks over at Sea to Swamp. He's got two locations now. One is if you're on the interstate, you just go Gautier Van Cleve, head south. And if you're over in Gulfport, he's got one on Pass Road now. So look him up on Facebook. See the number 2 and then Swamp. Man, he's apparel, tackle, rods, reels, fishing gear, everything you need for a day out on the water. He's even got brown water hats over there. He carries our gear. We really appreciate it. Glad to have Rocky.
Snapper season opens Friday, so get them things in there.
Yeah, Rocky's got you covered. Anything you need to go out on the boat, man, Sea to Swamp will take care of you. And then if you find yourself in the situation where you need some legal representation, Taylor & Cox Law Firm, man, they've been with us now for a few months. We're proud to have them as a sponsor. They've got over 30 years of legal practicing law over in Pascagoula here. They specialize in criminal law, family law, and civil litigation defense. So we're glad to have them a part of the show. If you find yourself in that boat, man, and you need legal representation, just give them a shout at 228-696-0111. We appreciate their support as well. And then last but not least, we got coming up May the 27th, which is by my calculations, per the stars, will
Next
be
weekend.
this Saturday. Right?
Oh, this Saturday.
Yeah. Joey doesn't know what he's talking about. It's this Saturday. It's the 5th annual Downtown Ocean Springs Crawfish Cook-Off. Go to Downtown Ocean Springs on Facebook. There's an actual Facebook page called Downtown Ocean Springs. You can see all the details there. I believe there's a link to buy tickets ahead of time in advance if you would like to. If not, you can buy when you get there. But you buy a wristband. You enter in, it's downtown Ocean Springs on Government Street next to Pleasance Barbecue. There's going to be, I don't even know, Joey, how many, 10, 15, 20 teams
I think
competing?
there's something like 20 teams.
20 teams.
Like
We're going to be one of them. The Brownwater Boilers looking to take home all the glory there. But for the price of the entrance of the wristband, you get to walk around the whole deal there and sample all the crawfish from all the different teams. They have a People's Choice Award, so you get to vote in that. Then they have an overall winner, a couple different categories, best presentation. But it's family fun. It's going to be a good time. It's this Saturday. I think it starts usually around 11 o'clock. And
it's 11 to 1's like the hot spot, but it stays open till 4. So get out there when you can. 11 to 1, like 11, 12, 1 o'clock is a hot spot. Other than that, you can just hang out as long as you want.
That's right. And they got beer for sale. They're going to have music, live events. Like I said, it's family friendly, so it's going to be a good time. But now that we got that out of the way,
let's rock it.
Let's check it out here. We got some people tuning in already, so that's cool.
Yep.
Brian, man, what's up, dude? We got a lot to talk about.
Absolutely, man. Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate this, man.
Dude, it's our pleasure.
So y'all cooking in this crawfish?
Yeah.
Joey,
we got Joey's secret recipe.
All right.
I can't tell you what.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the secret recipe.
Man.
It's supposedly going to be legit though. So it's our first year competing.
You're a legit crawfish cooker.
I wouldn't call myself that, but I've had a couple people say my stuff's pretty good.
We're backyard warriors.
Yeah. We're kind of like how you got started. So tell us a little bit how you got started.
Are you
Great
boiling?
segue.
Are you steaming? How do you do your
No, we
crawfish?
boil ours. We don't do that ice chest, sprinkle stuff on it. We boil them in the red juice.
It's blasphemy.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we started off as backyard warriors, kind of like I guess how everybody starts out, right?
Man, these competitions are fun, aren't they? I mean,
Yeah.
you can't go in there with a whole lot of expectations because it's all subjective. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you enjoy just getting out and cooking,
that's all we're doing.
Yeah,
we're just gonna be down there anyway. So this year we've been down there. I think it's like our 3rd or 4th year, and we're like, well, why don't we just participate? We're gonna be there.
No
it'd be fun.
Well, I think
what do they do? They give you a couple sacks.
Yeah, they give you 2 sacks, and you buy the fixins. So you buy the sausage, corn, whatever you want to throw into it, and you got from pretty much 11 to 12 o'clock is a sweet spot.
Yeah,
I mean,
while
11 to 1.
last.
11 to 1 is a sweet spot. Sorry, 11 to 1 sweet spot, and you get a ticket. This is your ticket. You walk around. Oh, I like these guys crossfish. They're cool.
People's choice.
Yeah, people's choice. And then they have 5 or 6 blind judges. Not judges that are blind, but blind judges.
Right.
And
good, though.
they could have blind judges. They taste them and they say, this guy wins. It's actually a circuit now. It's kind of like the barbecue thing. It's a circuit now that it's where you get points for the first one, points for the second one, and you crown king of crawfish on the coast or whatever.
Right,
crawfish on the coast. That's good. I like that.
Pretty good thing.
But anyway, it's our first time, so we just figured.
Dude, y'all probably win it. That's how that works out sometimes.
I guarantee we have as much fun or more than any of the other teams out there.
We're actually shooting for people's choice.
Yeah,
I'll take people's choice.
Hey, dude, you can win one, but when you win people's choice, that means
that's
a
all
lot,
that matters.
That means a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell us how you got your start in the barbecue world.
Oh my gosh, man. Well, it's a fun story, I guess. I had a medical oxygen company on the coast for 13 years, and it's called OxyPro, and we put out, medical equipment, oxygen for hospice patients mainly.
Right.
And but my little thing was I was a bow hunter, and I loved to make deer jerky.
Okay.
And so I would give that to the doctors and the hospice administrators and nurses, and that was my little marketing thing, right? And so when I sold the company, I mean, and if you walked in my warehouse when I had that company, the warehouse always smelled delicious. Like people would come in there like, what in the world? They wasn't expecting
why does this
that, right?
oxygen bottle smell like
crazy, But I always had jerky going. I sold the company, had a little time and money on my hands, and I bought myself a little Cajun injector, $169 electric smoker. I said, I'm going to teach myself barbecue, right? And so I started smoking this and that, ribs and chicken wings and all that. And one day I just got a bright idea. I was like, man, I'm going to smoke some jerky and see how this turns out, because I'd always dehydrated the jerky. Right. And when I smoked it, to me, it was like 10 times better.
Okay.
It's more tender.
Is most beef jerky not smoked before it's dehydrated?
Well, there's a lot of people out there that will dehydrate jerky, and I did, but when you smoke it, I cut it a little thicker. Yeah. All right, so I got a cousin, right? He's in Alabama. Okay. He's actually my cousin by marriage. We call him Catfish.
I like him.
I like that dude.
Yeah. Catfish, man. He can tell you how many squirrels run up a tree in the last 48 hours, man. He's country, right?
He can help you change a tire.
Like Catfish can do anything, right?
Change your brakes, whatever. Don't matter.
Exactly. So he got me started making jerky a long time ago. But if he listens to this podcast, he's going to probably get mad at me. But his jerky was like really tough. So I get 4 pieces in, and I say my jaw sips are tired.
Cramping.
My jaw sips are tired, man. So it was kind of my goal to make a little bit more tender jerky.
Catfish wasn't making it for the average guy, though. Catfish is doing his own thing, and to hell with everybody.
Yeah, his stuff was good, though. I mean, I'm going to tell you this. I mean, he would make it with Dale's.
Right.
Dale's.
Yeah.
And it pretty high sodium, that kind of thing.
Right.
And he did what he did, but he got me started making jerky. But when I got this smoker, I said, man, I'm going to smoke some jerky, right? And when I did, man, I was like, it just became an obsession.
Yeah.
Right. So like I'm not lying to you. For 5 months, I smoked jerky every hour of every day. I had something going in the smoker, working on my little
trial and error.
Yeah. Just, and I would marinate for 48 hours. So I'd keep notes and everything, because you didn't know it'd take you 3 days to even see if what you made a change was a good
Right,
change.
Right, yeah,
you
right.
know?
There's a delay there when you're
Yeah,
doing that kind of stuff.
So my dad is a retired pharmacist, and he's a scientist, right? And so, but he's from Opelousas, Louisiana, so he's kind of he's a Cajun,
Right.
Coon ass.
Yeah.
And he was my taste tester. So every day he would try try what we did. And, oh, that's good, that's good, that's good. But 5 months into it, one day he said, "Son, can you remake this batch right here?" I said, "Dad, I can." I showed him my notebook where I'd been taking notes,
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, make me a batch like that again." So 3 days later, here I come, and I said, "Dad, here's the replication of what I did." He said, "I think you've done it. I think you've hit it. And so I did a little Facebook video, and at that time, man, I didn't have any social media,
Right.
to speak of. Just personal. Get about 10 views if I put a video,
Right.
something like that. I put this dang video out about this jerky, just saying, "Hey, does anybody want to try this?" I didn't even know what the laws were.
Yeah.
I had 42,000 views.
Jeez.
What?
Oh, well, it was unbelievable. I remember.
What year was this?
This was going on 7 years ago.
Wow.
So we're looking like 2016, like the end
15,
of 16.
Yeah.
And so all these people are like, "Man, we want to try your jerky. We want to try your jerky." I was
You're like,
I don't even know. I don't even know if I could ship this. I don't even know what the, So I'd say, "Look, I'm not going to charge you for the jerky.
Right.
I just charge you for the shipping.
Right.
Give me your honest feedback." Like
Right.
literally, I wanted to make. This might be the dumbest thing in the world, but I was like, I want to make the best jerky in the world.
Yeah.
Ain't
nothing dumb about that.
Ain't
dumb about that.
mean,
You're going to do it. Do it right.
If you're going to do it,
Do
so
it big.
said, give me, you can't hurt my feelings. Tell me what you really think, and people would. I mean, it was a good experiment like that, and so this little video went kind of crazy on, I don't know if viral. I don't know if 42,000 views.
It ain't.
Viral,
we had a
like,
professional guy in here one time that told us
what it
is.
is. But
it ain't that.
It's a lot.
It's a shit.
It's a lot.
It's a
Yeah,
Go
shit.
for
from
you.
10 to 42,000.
Right.
So
Right.
I was like, crap, this is unbelievable. So I started letting people try it, and they'd give me their feedback. Well, I had a friend that had a friend that was on Emeril Lagasse. If you know Emeril, he's a chef out of New Orleans, was on his board, and somehow Emeril got a bag of our jerky,
piece of jerky, yeah.
And they invited me to come to this thing called I think it's Bourbon, Boudin, and Beer.
Damn, you just named off all kind of things we like.
Yeah,
sounds like a party.
God,
sounds like a party.
Son.
So it was in New Orleans, and it's a big fundraiser. He does something for, he's got a charity
or
for
something like
kids.
that. Yeah.
So I went there. He put our jerky in all these VIP bags, and dude, it's like, wow, this is amazing. So
did you have a name at this of the product, or was you just like?
Yeah, when I first started, man, it was like I didn't know what to name this. I'm thinking through things, and one of the names that I'd come up with was Bayou Smokehouse, because and the Bayou is Fort Bayou,
Right?
in Ocean Springs. I lived right there on the Bayou, and I said, Bayou Smokehouse, man, that's a thing,
Right.
but Smokehouse Bayou is a place in my mind,
right?
In my head, right? So I was like, if I name it Smokehouse Bayou, when I start marketing this, Smokehouse Bayou being a place, then people live there. And then maybe they're fictional, that kind of thing. But I can start telling stories from Smokehouse Bayou, Mississippi, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna come out with that too. There's gonna be a Smokehouse Bayou, Mississippi shirt that comes out.
Get a flag and stick it in the ground.
Or
that's all you got to do.
Write a book or any kind of like little short stories for promotional for your no doubt. All the guys that I follow talk about marketing, especially in today's age. They say like, take your product. It doesn't have to just be about meats. It could be and that adds another layer to your meat.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's silly.
The story.
Yeah, it's fun.
You're painting the story. For
another layer of what you're doing.
Yeah. So I named it Smokehouse Bayou. We had a little label. We went to Emeril's event, and so I'm there, and I'm going to tell y'all a remarkable story here. This really helped me tremendously. I'm sitting there, and man, I invited a friend of mine to come, and she's a lady from Nashville, and she's the type of person like you just get her to an event, and let her be for about an hour, and then go find her, and she'll be talking to the person you need to talk to.
Oh,
right?
goodness.
That's her.
Yeah.
So, Christy,
she can sniff them out.
Man, she knows how to meet people, right? She's a networker. So we were there, and I did exactly what I just told you. Left her alone. Went and found her about an hour later. She's talking to this guy, and he's from I think he was from like Oregon or something. He said, I'm with my friend David here. And he starts telling me about David. Now, David is an Asian American guy. And so he's showing me videos. David can play the guitar. He's a very talented guy. So anyway, I go outside of the event, just walking out, and I see David. I see this guy that I'm watching this video on. So I just walk up to him and I said, dude, you the guy that can slaughter a guitar? And he looks at me like, how do you know that?
Who are you, bro? Yeah.
So me and David start talking, and we talking about Alabama football and all this kind of stuff. He lives in California. Well, David, I didn't know it at the time, had no idea. We start walking inside, and my friend David Harris, who's from the coast, pulls me to the side. He said, dude, do you know who you're talking to?
Yeah, David.
Said,
he's the David guitar
player. Southern California.
Yeah, I know who he is.
He said, man, David is worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay. I said, really? He said, yeah. So I said, well, come inside with us.
We're like, yeah, we friends.
Yeah,
we're good.
So we sit there, and David says to me, he says, man, have you ever smoked clams? And I said,
is that
what?
A setup, sir?
I said, smoked clams, He said, man, I'm Asian. We eat clams like, that's like our comfort food.
Right.
Yeah. I said, no, man, I said, I'll tell you this. I've never smoked clams, but I promise you this. If you give me a little time, I can smoke them just like you want them.
Right.
I can smoke anything.
Yeah.
And he said, dude, if you can smoke clams, he said, I've eaten your jerky. He said, if you can smoke clams, he said, I'd like to help you with your business. I said, really?
Yeah.
So we're sitting there and talking about this, and this and that. And I said, well, David, I said, if I could smoke clams, I said, Southern Pride's got a smoker. It's about $16,000.
Good God.
But I'd love to smoke them on that smoker. This is what David said.
Good thing your buddy gave you that heads up, right?
David said, I'll send you the money on Monday.
God, you still got his number?
Yeah.
I'm trying to call David right now.
Yeah, you got David's number.
You in the podcast?
Yeah, David needs a podcast.
That's like a little lesson right there. You don't know who you're talking
to.
Treat everybody the same. Yeah, absolutely.
That's like in 7th grade when Joey met me. He didn't know who he was dealing with.
I didn't know I was dealing with a legend.
Yeah.
And I didn't know with this guy.
So David says, man, I'll send you the money on Monday.
Yeah.
And he did.
Dang.
God, dog.
And that's what really launched us right there is because I had a $169 smoker. I mean, Emerald Lagasse did not know he invited me, and I'm smoking jerky on this little smoker. Right. He didn't know.
Right.
So you was extreme backyard.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding. Small time.
God, dog. So he sends you this smoker just on Monday morning, next
He
day.
did, man.
No contracts,
send me
nothing.
the money, and we ordered the smoker. It's a Southern Pride 500. And so I tell people, people look at where we're at now and they think, oh, man, you just hammered it out. No, I'm like a turtle on a fence post, man. If you see me, I didn't get there by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God has sent people in my path that has helped me.
Right.
And David Kim is one of them. It's the Bascom group, if anybody wants to look him up. But, I mean, these guys are tremendously
SPK
generous.
500? Is that what you got? I'm going to flash it for everybody here and just give me a second.
That thing is legit.
Hold on. Bees need Jesus.
Hold on, we're gonna get it on there. Hold on 1 second. Everybody watching, you're gonna check this out. Let's see. So I think it's this one. Let's see. Is that it right there?
Let's see.
Oh, that one says 27,000.
Good.
Well,
Lord.
hey, prices have gone
up.
Yeah,
that's true.
Inflation.
You ain't lying.
Yeah. So,
but I'm sorry, I didn't share it yet for the people watching.
Yeah,
there we go.
Can we see it?
There we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
There we go.
What was I say?
There we go. So that's looks legit. I mean, 27,000. It ought to pump out something, but I got a feeling you still got to know how to work it.
Well, it's a rotisserie smoker, and once you get your
there it is.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah.
It says it right there. Yeah, exterior rotisserie smoker.
And so the SPK 500 when they say 500, it can smoke 50 Boston butts at one time. So that'll give you an idea.
Yeah, you can
if
open a
you're
restaurant
barbecue
with that.
guy, you get an idea of how big that is. I wouldn't say it's a industrial smoker. It's definitely a commercial smoker,
Right.
But the thing about that smoker right there is once you get your cooking process down, it's going to put out the same product every time, right?
Yeah.
So, man, that was just a huge blessing. So David opened that door up for us, and then and he's good friends with Emerald, right?
Yeah.
So through their association, they opened up a door. We went to San Diego and delivered jerky to all the pro golfers out there at the I think it was called the Farmers Open.
Yeah.
So as far as I know, Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, all their caddies, all these guys have had our jerky.
Man,
you know,
awesome.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
That's right.
Right.
It is, man. And I
granted you had to have a good product.
Yeah.
Well, but put yourself out there, man. If somebody's watching this and they got a dream, I just tell them, man, just keep doing what you're doing
and talk to everybody.
And talk to people.
Yeah.
And don't be scared. I mean, like when David, my friend, told me who David was.
Yeah, you didn't clam up.
I could have just been quiet and all that. But when he offered that opportunity to me, man, I think it was the Holy Spirit, man. I just jumped on it, dude.
Did you
give him a hug?
Well, yeah, really.
Yeah,
did you get him the clams? Did you smoke the clams?
You know what he did, man? He flew me, and I've got a partner in this business. He's a retired colonel.
Okay.
Retired Army pilot.
Okay.
Flew Black Hawks, right? He's a war hero. He don't want me to tell people that.
Right,
we'll give him
but his name's Rob Berry, man. He was a commander out in Gulfport at the Air National Guard base out there.
Okay.
He lives up in Madison, Mississippi. And anyway, Rob, I'm sorry. What's our line of?
Where are we going with that? About the clams?
Clams.
So David flew me and Rob out to Vegas, and we delivered him some smoked clams.
Did he like them?
Yes, he did.
Good
he
deal.
did very much.
That's awesome.
And so, and subsequently, David has sponsored our barbecue team, Hog Addiction, and he's the one that helps us get to Memphis in May each year,
right?
Financially,
right, right.
So he's been a blessing to a lot of people, man.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Russ Jones, Smoky Ribs Barbecue, said to say,
Russ.
He's been on the show. Russ been on the show.
Yeah,
he's a friend of ours.
That's my YouTube Paw.
Yeah,
right
it's
there.
him.
Russ is a great guy.
He's a good guy.
Dude. Puts out some good stuff.
Tell us how. I mean, I guess you started with deer meat, right? You started venison.
Yeah.
And then you had to move into beef, of course, because you can't sell beef jerky.
That's right.
I mean, you can't sell deer jerky. Yeah. I guess there's two types of beef jerky, like the one you're talking about, the one that's dehydrated and you bite into it, and you can eat one or two pieces. And then there's the one like you're doing where you cut it a little fatter, leave the fat on it. And is that two kinds of beef jerky? Is it one kind of beef jerky? Is there separated, or how's that work?
The thing about jerky is you want to go with a lean cut. So I use eye round. That's the cut that we use. That's one of the leanest cuts that you're going to get. Some people use top round, bottom round, whatever, but I use eye round. I cut it. We cut it about a 1/4 inch wet, and then when you smoke it out, it's going to lose.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with making jerky, right? Is your yield is so low as far as cost goes.
Here's the thing, man. I tell one time I had a guy from WLOX, and he was like, "Man, I want to do a video about how to make jerky, but I don't want you to tell your secrets."
Right.
I said, "Dude, there's nobody I would tell everything, and I've got videos on my YouTube. I tell you everything we do."
Right.
And he said, "Oh man, I can't believe you would tell your secrets." I'm like, you know how laborious this is?
Right.
Nobody wants to do this.
No.
This is a lot of labor here.
Yeah, you got to love it, right?
So you take an eye round. Once you trim that thing out, you're going to lose 28%. Then when you slice it and smoke it, you're going to lose another 50%.
Yeah.
That's why jerky's so expensive, guys.
Yeah,
I mean, that's it.
It's crazy.
That's it.
But it's shelf stable meat. I mean, it's got its own category, and there's nothing hard that I know of that's harder to get through a USDA protocol than shelf stable meat.
Yeah, it sounds right because you're not refrigerating.
I mean, I've talked to barbecue.
Put it in a bag and put it on a shelf for years.
I remember when we first got started, I was talking to a barbecue guy, and you remember when D'Iberville used to have that barbecue contest over there?
We talk about that all the time.
That was our
we want
first-
to bring it back.
Yeah,
I'd love
trying
to be a part of
Yeah.
that, you know. But I remember, you know, I'm brand new in barbecue, had been doing jerky, and this guy's a barbecue guy, and he was telling me all the things I needed to do, you know, with jerky. And I said, dude, you got to understand something. You're cooking something that's got to taste good tonight.
Right.
And I'm cooking something that's got to taste good, and it's been hanging in a, you know, gas station at Fayard's for 3 months.
Right.
Yeah,
It's a completely different thing. And he's like, crap, man, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
well, that's what we have to think about. You know, if you're going to do something that's safe, it's shelf stable, it's meat,
Right.
and it's going to still taste good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of that's some work there. You know,
Right.
that's a little science behind that. You know,
What is the definition of shelf stable? Yeah.
All right,
how
so-
long? What's the?
all right. So you got a few things with jerky. One of the things is you got to get the water activity right. So if you think about, I'm extracting water out of this meat.
Right.
Right. So you do that a few different ways. The cooking process is one, and then sugars and salts,
Correct.
you know, they compete for the water in meat. They'll pull
Right.
the water out of meat, right?
Correct.
So I don't know if this is exactly the legal definition, but it's like 0.84 water activity. You got to pull that out, and they test it. You know, they test it at a lab or on site or whatever. I remember this, man. This is kind of a funny story. I went to Ohio. I'm looking for a co-packer that could make our jerky. So I'm traveling around all over the United States, and I go to this guy in Ohio, and he's been making jerky for 30 years. Now that's the worst person to find to make your jerky. If you try to go into business making jerky, you don't want to find somebody who's doing it 30 years.
Because he wants to do it his way.
There
You're
you go,
exactly
yeah.
right.
Right.
You're exactly right. He don't want to listen to you.
Right.
And so if you got a changing, you know, you're trying to make a paradigm shift.
Right.
Right. He don't want to hear that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Old dog, new trick.
Exactly. So this guy says to me, he's like, what's your water activity in your jerky? And I said, well, Mississippi State testing is 0.69, no, 0.68. And he said,
That's too dry.
He said, 0.68. He said, you mean 0.86? And I said, not by Mississippi State standards. That's what they told me is 0.68.
Right.
He said, we got to test this. Right. So we go in his little testing facility, and he puts it in, you know, chops it up, puts it in the little thing. He's like, damn, it's 0.69. He's eating the jerky the whole time. Right? He's like, how in the world do you get this tender at 0.69?
She said 10
It's
million,
none
I'll
of your
tell
damn-
you.
yeah,
Now,
none of
this
your
was-
damn
10 million, I
business.
tell you.
This was 5.5 years ago, and I didn't even know what I was doing
Right.
at the time. And I just said, I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know. You know, he's like, dude, I have eaten jerky all my life, and I don't know how you get this tender. Now, as I started getting educated in it, I went to Mississippi State, went through the HACCP program. Man, I'm gonna tell you what. Now, Mississippi State,
yeah, they got some shit going on up there, don't they?
They got it.
These guys, man, and
Cowtown, baby.
they will take you under their wing. That's one thing I can say about Mississippi State. My daughter graduated from there, and we went up there for that HACCP program. It's like a 3-day program. They teach you it's like a critical. I don't remember what HACCP stands for, but it's like a critical cooking point, right?
Okay.
So you got to kill all the pathogens, right? You got to kill all the
Isn't that the one where they
bacteria.
butcher? Is that the one where they butcher it too?
Dude, so we go through this class, and at the end of the class, like a 3-day class, and this guy comes up to me, and he said, "You the jerky guy?" And I'm like, "Yes, sir."
Maybe.
You know. And he's like,
Depends
"Well,
on who's
I'm
asking.
Dr. So and So. I am the professor over the meat processing plant here at Mississippi State." And I'm like, "Really? You know, I mean, that's cool. How did he know of me?"
Right.
You know?
Because you got that 0.68.
That's right.
And he says to me, he's like, "Man, I just got 2 smokehouses from Germany." And he said, I can't get my water activity right on my jerky.
What
Can
are you
come
doing?
help me?"
You're like, shit, I don't know, man.
It's like,
Crack open a couple of bush lights.
Absolutely,
Get
dude.
after it. I don't know what to tell you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this was, you know, like I said, about 4 or 5 years ago. They had just built that facility. they didn't even have the parking lot laid in it. So me and Rob go in there. This is the Colonel, and he's so freaking laid back, man. I love this guy, man. He walks into this facility in flip flops, right? All these students are looking at Rob like, like what the heck,
Right?
Anyway, we walk through this facility. He takes us to his smokehouse. We go over his cooking process, and we get in. Now Mississippi State's producing jerky.
Really?
Out of there. Yeah.
They got some of the best cheese. They got some of the best milk. They got all kinds of stuff.
Dude, somehow, I guess through him, I got on some kind of mailing list or something. So every year around Christmas, they send me a box of cheese.
That cheese in state is unbelievable.
Dude, it's world class.
I didn't know that about that.
They got a dairy
I didn't know they
farm
tested.
up there.
I mean, it makes sense. It's an agricultural school, but
ice cream, cheese. I mean, they got all kinds
Their
of things.
jalapeno cheese.
It's the bomb, dude.
It's bad to the bone.
So you said you put all your information out there. You got on YouTube channel. You ain't worried about, like you said, it's labor intensive. But what's the measure of success then? Have you figured it out? Can you say what it is? I mean, what is no? Yeah, but you did figure it out. I mean, it ain't. You didn't just. I mean, what's the deal?
What you mean? You talking about like our process?
Well, I mean, what separates anybody's jerky? Obviously, it's like how long, the temperatures that you smoke it at, and we're talking about just smoked jerky.
Taste, tender.
All right, so
your marinades, like give us a little bit on that.
I tell people this about, because I have a lot of people over the years that ask me about the process,
right?
And I tell them I can teach you everything, but I can't teach you the last 30 minutes. The last 30 minutes of smoking something. Jerky,
right?
I should say, not something, but jerky. You're gonna have to do that on your own. That's gonna be something that you figure out over time. And what was the guy's name that said, if you're gonna be an expert at something, it's gonna take 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
You've heard that. I can't teach you that last 30 minutes. I can teach you everything about it. You know who Myron Mixon is? No. You ever heard of him? All right, so Myron Mixon is the most accomplished barbecue competitor. He's won more competitions than anybody, and I got his book, one of his books at least, dude, you would love this guy. He's the Larry Bird of barbecue competition. I mean, talks trash, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I've never met him. I've seen him at Memphis, but I've never went up and talked to him. But Myron, in his book, somebody asked him, you don't mind that people watch you do your process? And he said, no, because I've done it 10,000 times. There's no way that
you can do it just by
watching.
Do
it just like me. By mimicking
That's
me,
true.
Right? And so that's the thing is, just like anything you do professionally, you just can't teach certain things. That just comes with experience.
Correct. We work with students at work sometimes, and you can tell them what to do. And it's the same thing when you were a student or I was a student at anything. Do it this way. It's like, okay, you do it, show them, and then it's like, all right, now you do it. And they mess it up.
Yeah.
It's like anything else. So
that's
right.
You tell a high school basketball player to shoot a 3-pointer and tell Michael Jordan to do it. I mean,
it's like hold the ball, stay like this, use your legs, correct, shoot. And it's like, okay, sure. And then they do it all wrong. Yeah. It's repetition and time.
Cut.
Yeah.
What's the time on the smoke process from beginning, like right when it hits the smoker till done?
It's about 4.5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, 4.5 hours. Yeah. And you're saying that 30 minutes is where it's at.
That's the key.
30 minutes. And once you get it dialed in, I mean, if you could control humidity and everything around you, barometric pressure,
right,
that 30 minutes would collapse, right?
Right.
If you can control the environment.
What's going on in that 30 minutes is so important. Again, without giving away trade secrets, is it
something to flip,
seasoning
something
at
to
that
take
time,
off,
flipping at that time, take off at this temperature?
No, it's just
a look.
It is a look and a feel and a taste.
Okay, so you're sampling as you go.
You're sampling, and
every good chef. Everybody asks me, why are you always eating the food while you're cooking it? I'm like,
you gotta know.
Every chef eats the food while they cook.
Yeah. And you brought us product here today, which we appreciate that. Yeah. We got hats on here too, so you got merch. That's always good to see. Tell me what we got. What is this?
That's a little spicy smoked pecan.
All right, so that's spicy right there. That was my original. That's what I formulated 6 years ago. And my wife Shayla says you got to cut the spice down. Like people, and you want to taste the spice for like 30 seconds.
Okay.
But it's coming.
Okay.
It's coming. But she said you got to cut that down because I like spicy.
I do too.
So I kind of lean that way.
Mhm.
And that's what I've done, with our products is now I did have to relent on this a little bit, but initially it was like I did not care who liked it. I was going to make it the way I liked it because I knew I represented a certain amount of people, and that was the only way to be authentic as a cook, right? Just make it the way you like it. And I think that's a big thing for people to understand if you're wanting to get in the cooking business. Make what you like, and you'll be authentic. You don't have to try to change things or whatever, but over time I had to do a little bit of that. Teriyaki not my favorite flavor, but I had to, make something.
A lot of people like that.
A lot of people like it,
This is legit.
Yeah, it's good.
Very good. It's tender.
Right.
It's very tender.
It's not like regular beef jerky. Regular beef jerky, it's like breaking your teeth.
Correct. Or like eating like leather.
Yeah.
Even the good stuff is still.
Yeah, my dad
like
says,
leather.
"Man, give me some mashed potatoes and green beans, and I got an entree." With
Yeah.
that jerky
Yeah.
right there. So it's kind of a entree jerky.
Russ is actually wearing a Smokehouse Bayou hat right now.
Is he really?
That's what he said.
Man, that guy's a stud. I'm gonna tell you what. Now, Russ Jones is one of the best cooks I've ever met in my life.
He's legit, and
yeah,
it'll come up there in a second. But
yeah.
he's been doing YouTube for a while, man. I told the story to him when he was on the show. Me and my cousin was doing a little backyard. Yeah,
I see that now.
Yeah, we were doing a little backyard cooking show,
right?
And so I started YouTubing how to do cooking shows, barbecue this, barbecue that. Russ started popping up,
right?
I didn't know him at all. I hit the heat's good. I like that.
Yeah,
coming.
It just hit me
back in.
Yeah, but anyway, I didn't know who he was, and he's cooking, so I start watching all his videos. I'm like, man, this dude's legit. I like what I'm watching here. And then all of a sudden, he said something about, I want to say it was Toronto's crawfish, and he was like, it's right down the road from my house, and I'm like, that's odd.
Yeah,
I was like, and then I started looking at the houses,
Toronto's?
and I was like, and I told him, I won't say the neighborhood because I don't want to put him out there, but I recognized the style of house. I was like, that's weird.
Right.
And I started watching more and more videos. Come to find out he lives right down the road from my aunt. He could have been in anywhere in the United States.
I grew up in.
He lives right by my aunt's house.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, that's awesome. So we reached out and got him on the show. It took a while, but we got him on the show.
Russ, I think he got some of our jerky somewhere in Pascagoula or something. And contacted me a few years ago. And man, he came to, because I do a barbecue at Fayard's in Ocean Springs every Thursday.
Okay.
If I'm not traveling or whatever. And Russ came over there and shot a video with me. And, dude, I'm telling you what, that guy, you want to win that crawfish competition? Get Russ to come up there, man. He's legit, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's the first time I've heard of your jerky, I guess, is I know you boys went to St. Martin, just graduated from St. Martin. Congratulations.
My son, Bo. Yeah.
Fayard's, BP, on Washington.
Julian.
Julian's kind of where you got your feet wet, right?
Well, we started out like I went from my house to. Do y'all remember a barbecue place on Washington named Stonewalls?
Yes, it's where the Jamaican place is at now.
Yeah.
All right, so we would go in there and rent on the days, or paid rent for the days they were closed, and smoked jerky there.
Okay.
And then we moved from there to Fayard's. Julian's a good friend of mine. And so he's like, Brian, come on down here, whatever. So we did. And, man, I've been kind of working with Julian for a few years.
Yeah, that jerky.
Now, did you have all this in Julian's store, or was it just like a setup shop?
He carries all our products.
Okay.
Yeah. And them guys, man, they're world-class po' boys.
God,
Oh, yeah.
I can't get enough of them.
No kidding,
man. They're legit,
dude.
Yeah.
So people want some. Where can they find it?
SmokehouseBayou.com.
Best place to get it.
Yep.
Yeah. You still got them at Julian's? Is this
so
still
we do have. Yeah, if you're local, man, you can come to Fayard's. The Shed carries our jerky as well.
There you go, Josh. Josh is in the comments. Josh Harmon.
Yeah. Well, you took a little detour after Julian's, though. You moved off for a while,
I did,
right?
Man, I had a restaurant in Alabama for a couple of years. Went back to my hometown.
Okay.
And in Gilbertown, Alabama, and had a little barbecue place there, and had a great time. It's just such a small town,
right?
We just couldn't make it there,
right?
Because if you got a restaurant, man, you got to be able to cater and do some things, and man, they supported us, but when there's 800 people in town,
there's always so many times you can eat barbecue a day.
That's right.
But man, look, I do a shout out to Gilbertown all the time, man. That's where my dad had a pharmacy when I was a kid. That's where I spent my childhood, and
Nice.
it's about 2.5 hours from here.
One of them towns like going back in time.
It really is.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
There's no interstate anywhere close to it. You got to go, almost 50 minutes to get to Meridian.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
You know?
Mayberry. Still,
Yes.
back in time.
Yeah.
Macomb, Mississippi reminds me of that.
Dude, I'm going to tell you this. My dad, like I said, he was a pharmacist there, and he had his own independent pharmacy. And there probably isn't a family that he didn't fill a prescription for in the middle of the night.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's
You know what I'm
old
saying?
school stuff there.
They loved my dad
Yeah.
there because he was so giving to that community for 20, 25 years. And, when he moved back with me for a couple of years.
Really?
We were there together, and man, the people there just love my dad.
What was it? So what was it like? You get the big, the big smoker, you start churning out product. Sounds like you've had some good fortunes early on in this whole situation. How do you scale up everything else? How do you scale up the websites? How do you scale up the packaging? All the craziness that comes with the business, is legit.
You look at that packaging right there, and you don't realize. And I
can flash it to that camera right there next to you. Yeah,
I do now.
Right up there.
When I see a product on the shelf,
you pay attention to it.
Oh,
that's 500 decisions.
Well, what? The
there.
only reason I know about it is watching Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Because they chew people up about it all the time or compliment people depending on it. So then you start paying attention to it and you're like, man, it really does make a difference what your packaging looks like and the message that it communicates,
This, if you look on the packaging, we got the Challenge Outdoors. They're friends of mine that have a television show in Georgia. And they're hunters,
Yeah.
So they're on our packaging. And when we went up there, we shot a little podcast with them as well. And we got the idea to do the camouflage,
that's cool.
backing there.
Oh, yeah.
But, man, you look at a product on the shelf, especially mom and pop. I mean, corporate's one thing, but there's a lot of decisions go into that. And our first packaging didn't look anything like that.
I bet.
It didn't look anything. All right, but as far as scaling, right? So I knew that I had to find a facility that could make the jerky where I can't make it and sell it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can, but you're going to cap out.
Correct.
You're going to hit the wall. So I traveled a lot, and it took 6 years to find a place in Taylorsville, Mississippi.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
God it was in Mississippi, man. I wanted it to be made in Mississippi.
No doubt.
And it's called Bryant's Meats. And they've been in business since the 60s.
Okay.
You go in and they've got pictures on the wall. Look, they don't even have gloves on in the 60s, right?
No,
I mean,
hell
the USDA.
no.
They digging in there. There's no OSHA, none of that stuff.
None of that, man.
Yeah.
USDA, man, it was just so, Wild West, I guess.
You got sick because you got a weak immune system.
Yeah,
man.
you're stepping up.
That's right,
Man up.
But a guy named Ryan Hunt, man, I went and saw him. He's like third generation there. And met with him, told him about our project, see if he wanted to have interest, and I told him this. I said, Ryan, there's no jerky makers in the South. Everybody that's got a USDA facility is making sausage.
That sounds about right for us.
If you got to go, if you want to get jerky made, it's in Ohio, it's in Nevada.
Really?
It's out west, maybe Midwest. I said, there's none in the South.
Why is that?
Sausage.
Sausage is more
sausage
lucrative than
it is
beef jerky.
I don't know if I have an answer for that. So 2 weeks later, Ryan calls me, and he said, "Dude, I talked to my USDA inspectors, and they said exactly what you said." He said, "Ryan, this is an opportunity. Let's, I think you should do it." And so he calls me up and he says, "Brian, and Ryan, I'm gonna tell you, highly intelligent guy. He's got 2 degrees from Mississippi State." Quiet though. He's like my son Bo. You can be around him for a week and he'll say 10 words.
He just sits back and listens.
Yeah.
Takes it all in.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. And he says, "I'll take your project on." All right, so
he wasn't doing jerky at this time.
Not at all.
Okay, all right,
not at all.
All right.
I don't know if there's another. I'm sorry. There's one other jerky maker in Mississippi, and he's like in. I don't even know if I'm saying this right. I think it's Eupora.
Yeah, Eupora.
Yeah. And so
we used to hunt in Eupora.
Okay.
Really? So Ryan says, "Let's take your project on." So I go up there. We have a day that we're going to do a test smoke, took us 6 months to dial in where Ryan could make this product.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I didn't just want a product. I wanted it
This
to
product,
be
yeah.
exactly what I was making at Fayard's, you know. And he was so patient, dude. I mean, very patient. I can't say enough, you know, about him. And he just kept working with it, because you know people don't understand. Like when you make, I mean, it's one thing to make jerky at home, right? But when you got to make jerky that legally is jerky,
Well, and
that meets all the standards,
yeah, and quality control, like you said, you're not even. I mean, you're not there now at this level of the game, right? It's got to be the same thing every time.
Every time, and I'll just throw this out there. I didn't know this until we started dealing with the USDA. Okay, so if you're making jerky and you're smoking at a low temp, what'll happen is bacteria will go dormant. Okay. If you don't introduce humidity, could you believe that?
Yeah, really.
You're trying to get the humidity
out. Yeah.
Right. So, but if you don't introduce humidity, this bacteria go dormant. And as soon as it is reintroduced out of the smoker into a humidified,
comes back.
Damn. Wow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, lucky for us, Mississippi is full of humidity.
Yeah.
Well, not inside that smoker though, right?
Yeah.
Right. So so that's what I learned when I went through HACCP at Mississippi State. You got to introduce humidity. Well, Ryan's got these smokers where during the cooking process, it's popping humidity in there at the right times. So he's got it, you know, with his inspectors and everything. He's got that dialed in. And so now he can put out the same product every single time.
Damn.
But it took us 6 months, dude, to get this right.
Wait, is that you up there with him? Like
every time we did a test smoke, man, I'd go up
Damn.
there, and you know, he was so gracious to me because he wanted to do the project. And and I think it was probably, you know, 3 generations of making sausages. Let's do something different. Let's have some fun, you know. But I mean, he's just been really good to us. You know?
So then that frees you up. Then right, so now you've got somebody producing your recipe and your flavors and all that. So then now what you put on a different hat. How is that? Because you like the smoking part, right?
I love the smoking part. I love the barbecue, you know, all of that. So I kind of, I guess, satisfy that with barbecue.
Okay.
And I still do make jerky, but professionally, or I should say commercially, he's making the jerky for me.
And now you're the face of
it. And we do a lot of festivals. I'm coming up. I've got the Buckmasters.
Okay.
You know, and I've got World Deer Expo.
Dang.
We did the Crawfish Festival down at the Coliseum.
Yep.
You know,
did the boat show with us.
Did the boat show.
Yep.
With you guys. Did the Louisiana Sportsman Show.
That's huge.
Yeah. Hey, if you're from Ocean Springs and you're in the know, maybe you'll let me into the what is it?
Peter Anderson?
Peter Anderson.
Oh, good luck.
I'll send my stuff in. So please.
Good luck.
You'd be right up the alley though, because they want it to be an original thing. They don't want, you know, they like that. So, have you ever applied?
Well, we did it about 6 years ago.
Okay.
But we were one of these guys that a landowner let us set up.
That's how we are.
And the city didn't like that.
Oh, yeah. We're outsiders too. We're outsiders.
They told us no after they make you pay the fee to application fee.
Right.
And then tell you no. And we were like, we did that one. Yeah. And we were like, and they put out a statement. It was like right after COVID. They were like, we had to cut the numbers down or whatever. And we were like, okay, well, anyway, so we went to a buddy of ours and we were right there on the sidewalk.
Right.
Yeah, we're pirates. Yeah. Peter Anderson pirates.
So that's still happening.
The only time I did it, I was a pirate as well.
Absolutely.
But they brought some muscle over there, and they were kind of intimidating, telling us
can't do it. Private land. You know, sorry.
They said, "Do you have permission from the landowner?" It's like,
yep,
here it is. You know.
Yep.
But you know, I want to support Ocean Springs.
We do too. But damn, if they tell you no, what are you supposed to do?
You know, come on, man.
Right.
You know?
Right.
They
didn't let the merrier, baby.
I don't mean to gripe, but I mean they didn't even let me in April. They had a Ocean Springs Arts Festival.
Oh yeah, Arts Festival.
Like freaking, I'm from here.
Right. They're like,
no.
you're not artsy enough, buddy.
No.
Yeah.
You're
like, this isn't art. You don't understand.
More than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah.
Brand. More than one way to skin a cat.
We hit the jerky pretty hard, but that ain't your only.
Yeah,
you
got all kinds of stuff.
What the hell else we got going on?
Well, you know, we just got back from Memphis in May, man. That's the World Championship.
Don't get no better than that. How'd that turn out for you?
That was good, dude. We I cooked with Hog Addiction.
All right,
that's our
your
barbecue team.
All right,
Marcio Borgazon's our team captain. and I, like I said earlier before we got on the air, I want y'all to have him in here.
Yeah,
That
yeah, we'd
guy's
love
a
to.
character, man. You would enjoy meeting Marcio. But we cook with Hog Addiction. Our whole hog came in. You get a top 10 finish in a world competition.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big deal.
What's the teams?
It was like 150 some odd
yeah.
teams.
So that's a pop.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And all those teams are qualifying. They didn't just show up. They had to qualify to get there.
And what does that entail? Like winning a local cook-off?
Yeah, you got to win.
Right?
There's qualifying events.
Yeah.
Throughout the year. And
dear God, this is good too.
What you got there?
The jalapeno snack
Dude,
stick.
That's my favorite.
That's
jalapenos. Look, you bite into a Slim Jim and it's greasy. There ain't no grease in our stuff.
No,
man.
but it's that same, like, honest to God, it just doesn't taste like, oh, it's a guy that I know that makes it, right? This tastes like professional. I mean, it is. It's legit. You can put that right up next to the brand you just mentioned.
And that's got a year shelf life on it.
Really?
Think about that, man.
That's a long time. That's how people used to do meat, though, before there was refrigeration, right?
Yeah,
it was all smoked or salted or cured that way.
I remember going when I was a child, man. I didn't know anything about this, but my grandfather, he was a farmer. And I remember when it would get a little cold, he said, about time to kill a hog.
Yep.
And, dude, they didn't waste anything
Couldn't.
on this hog.
Couldn't.
And he had a smokehouse, and he would put stuff in salt or whatever, I didn't know what was going on. I'm a kid watching it, but yeah, man, they didn't waste a thing on that.
All of everything's edible. You think it's not because it's that's gross or I'm too good to eat that, but
or they make other stuff out of it.
Yeah, it's delicious.
And he'd say, you want some of this hog head cheese?
Oh, I love hog head cheese.
Me too.
I love it.
Back then, I was like repulsed. It's like hog head cheese.
Put that on a cracker, dude.
Give me some hog head cheese right now. I'll eat it.
Hey, that guy was at Memphis.
I saw it.
Yeah,
I saw him on your Facebook.
Yeah, his name's Justin, and
he's been on the show.
He's been on the show.
He's been here.
No,
he's been.
It was digital.
Virtual.
It was digital, so we have the ability to do it digital. Where we send you a
got
link.
it going on.
Oh man, that dude's crushing
it. Yeah. We're gonna do.
He's a character.
July 29th. There's a friend of mine that owns a jerky store in Gulf Shores, and he carries our product. But he's gonna have Justin or Stale Cracker, at his place on the 29th, and he's gonna cook whatever he cooks, etouffee or whatever. But Smokehouse Bayou is gonna be there with him, man.
He's gonna be at the Academy in Pensacola. Kevin told me that.
When is the day? What is the day?
29th of July. Y'all should come over, man.
Yeah, that sounds like a party. He's coming somewhere over here too.
Can y'all do remotes?
We can.
Yeah.
I'll call Michael,
when is it?
man.
When is it?
29th of July.
29th. That's the
It's
weekend
like
after
a Saturday or whatever.
Yeah. We might can make that happen.
Oh, that'd be cool, man.
I love that. Yeah.
Michael
have him like really on the show, in person. But
dude, it was funny. Okay, so we're in Memphis and he's there, and so I know my son-in-law follows him, right? So we call him on the phone, like FaceTime. So he answers the phone and he's looking at Stale Cracker. He was like, "What?"
Freaking out.
Yeah, he was freaking out, man.
Dude, we got him like 2 years ago before he was super big.
He was big, but
he wasn't super big. And then he made a video of him cooking a gumbo with our beanie, like we sent him some stuff, and he had like our beanies on. It was crazy.
Russ asked, we're not still in Lemoyne, Russ. That business changed hands, so we had to move. We're over here on Highway 57 now.
Yeah, we're in Van Cleve, right up the road.
Yeah, we're in Cleve.
Yeah.
We had him, and I don't know how much TikTok you watch, but Southern Dad.
Southern Dad.
Yeah.
Is he the
Dan the Great?
Know that guy? Is he?
No, that guy's funny too. I messaged him. But no. He dresses up like a dad. He puts on a fat suit.
Oh, really?
And it's silly.
He's always in like the parts store.
I got you.
O'Reilly's.
Well,
that was windshield wipers and all kinds of stuff
that
like that.
Sponsorship, but he's hilarious too. But people have asked me like, dude, how did you get those guys? And I'm like, send him an email.
Yeah, just reach out.
I just sent him an email and asked them, and a lot of people don't even answer, but those guys did. So
if you could see my messages from Brownwater, I send messages to everybody. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
George Strait to the dude singing at the bar on Saturday. I do it all. You know what I'm saying? What they gonna tell you? I mean, the worst I can tell you is no.
Or ignore you.
Or ignore you. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Just like girls in college, just ignore you.
Yeah, I'm used to that. I'm used to being ignored. So,
all right, so what's the biggest fish you ever sent one? What's the whale? Who you
like that responded or that he sent to?
both.
Oh, I've sent them to everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody you can think of.
I think
I've
you
sent
sent
them.
Trump one.
I sent Donald Trump one.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
'cause
never responded.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I mean, it just
that responded though. It's probably Stale Cracker.
It's Cracker,
Stale
the
Cracker.
Southern
Frank
Dad.
Foster.
Frank Foster was on the
has
show.
done it. I don't know.
Oh, we got the CEO of Blue Wave Boats.
Blue Wave Boats.
really-
I mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just
Yep. And
people
we
you
had a
would
couple.
never think of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We had a couple that said that they would, and then just kind of you get busy and
Yeah.
don't follow back up, and then they
Right.
don't respond. But we had what another boat manufacturer. Who was it? I can't remember.
Sportsman.
Yeah, Sportsman said
Yeah.
that they would, but we didn't. We didn't. It was
We
like
didn't
give us a
follow
couple
it.
months, and we're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, we forgot.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, it's fun, man. We love doing it. But did you say what you placed at Memphis and May? Did we get to
It
that
was
part
this,
yet?
right?
All right, so our barbecue sauce, we placed second. We tied for second in points. there.
Okay.
So this is 3 years in a row we've been top 3 in points.
Damn,
So,
that's impressive, man.
man, I'm proud of that sauce.
Uh-huh.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Now I got to give some props out.
Yeah.
The Shed over here owns a company named the Saucery. So you work out a recipe or whatever, and
They'll
will
make it.
bottle it for
Right.
you. Right.
Okay.
So there was a guy named Chris, and I don't know if I'm gonna pronounce his name right. Chris Lavour. I'm gonna send him this link though.
I thought you were about
I
to say
gotta
Chris
give-
Ledoux. I was
I gotta
like,
give
God
him some
dang, you know Chris
props,
Ledoux?
man. Chris and I worked on that barbecue sauce together, and my youngest daughter Lacey at the time, she was probably 10 years old, and we needled it down to like a dozen. Then we needled it down to like 6, and I'd bring it home, let Lacey try it. Lacey's like I spit her out, right? She's just like me.
Yeah.
So, and she worked down to that sauce. She said, "Daddy, that's the sauce," So I said, "Well, that's what we're gonna bottle right there." And that's been the winner, man.
That's
You know?
it.
You got to
huh?
get that on the label.
Yeah.
That it's,
Yeah,
that
no
it's,
kidding. I got to tell
yeah.
that story. Man.
Lacey approved.
well, that,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about that you placed
Yeah,
Memphis and May. That's got to be
yeah.
Oh,
right
yeah.
there
We
on
gotta
the
get that
label.
up
Yeah,
there.
for sure.
That's
Well, it
right.
looks like you got shake, you got seasoning, you got all kinds of stuff too, right?
Open that up, man. You
I-
got to try
I
it.
ain't-
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
want to
yeah.
try
He didn't bring it here to stare at it.
No,
Yeah.
I was
Uh,
looking at the daggone
That's a
bottle.
vinegar-based sauce. It's
See,
got a
that's
little
my
tang
favorite.
to
I
it.
love
That's my
vinegar.
favorite.
A lot of people want to get too sweet, but I like that vinegar.
No.
back
Yeah.
end.
What's the process like at Memphis and May to win that? Are you cooking the meat as well? How do they just isolate? Is it
Okay, so
on
the
it's a
sauce.
sauce competition,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Well,
that
the
the category.
Sauce, they call it an ancillary or whatever. But all I do is I just take a case of sauce, pull a bottle out, warm it up on the grill,
Yeah,
turn it in.
but I mean, how do they just taste it like we are right now?
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
on any meats or anything. Okay,
Right, yeah,
okay.
and just tasting it independently.
That is legit because, like you said,
You can
it's,
taste that brown sugar
it's
for
vinegar.
sure.
It's vinegar based though, and it's not.
Yeah, it's not too
I like that.
sweet.
That
like that.
sauce pairs really well with like on a pulled pork sandwich.
Yes.
Yeah.
and then chicken.
Yeah,
Chicken and pork, man. It pairs well with that. So
that's legit.
It's got a little heat on the back end.
Yeah.
Just a tad bit.
And my buddy Chris, man, he helped me formulate that. I got to give shout outs to him. It wasn't all me.
Oh, is that a different one?
No, same thing.
Same. Yeah. I'm good. That is legit, and I can tell chicken.
Chicken would be delicious.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. We cooked in 2019. A friend of mine I grew up with in little town that I grew up in. He's a freaking legit cook in Alabama. Right. His name's Chad Whittington. And he got entrance to the World Food Championships by cooking like, I don't know what he won, best hamburger in Alabama or something like that. So he calls me up. This is 2019. Says, "Hey, Brian, I got to cook a cowboy hamburger and I got to have a barbecue sauce on it. Can you send me some of your sauce?" And I did. And then he said, "Hey, man, can you be on my cooking team?
Uh-huh.
Got 2 other spots." Oh, yeah, man. You don't get to cook at the
Sign
World
me
Food
up. Yeah,
Championships
absolutely.
Right.
every day, right?
Right.
So we go there and I cook with Chad and another friend of his, and we finished like 12th in burger. So to keep going, you got to be in the top 10.
Right.
Mm.
So I say, well, they created some loser bracket for us, for these people that did.
First losers.
Yeah, we did real well, but we couldn't
Right.
progress.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't tell us what we're cooking for like 2 days. And then, or a day or so. And then they let us know chicken wings.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
baby.
Now, this was when I was at Fayard's, and I said, Chad, I cook chicken wings every day of my life.
Which
I
I
know a
do.
little bit about this.
Yeah.
Right.
And so he said, well, let's hang around, cook chicken wings. We came in second.
Really?
Yeah, at the World Food
I
Championship.
love cooking chicken wings.
Chicken wings.
How did you smoke them?
We did. What
See,
we did.
that's how I've done. Joey and I talk about it all the time. I've always grilled them, but once you smoke them,
No, yeah. You
that-
hang it
that-
up.
yeah, no other way.
And you don't
to do
even
it.
have to put sauce on them. To me, they're
Nothing.
delicious smoked.
Yeah. So what we did is we took. I've got a seasoning called Bayou Dust. Smokehouse Bayou Dust.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah.
Little thing.
Yeah, we smoked it, or we seasoned the wings, and then we smoked them with cherry wood.
Okay.
And we dropped them in the fryer to like get the
Yeah.
crispy,
Flash
right?
fry. Yeah.
Murky Waters does that with theirs.
And if you go to Fayard's, man, they've got our glazed marinade. Now, Julian had a big part in creating this product, but we glazed them with that, and it's really dark, man. It's really almost black.
Right.
So when you're in a cooking contest, man, you're in a flavor, but you're also
Appearance.
in a
For
you're
sure.
in a
Visual,
beauty
yeah,
contest
no doubt.
as well, right?
What do they
So
say? You eat with your eyes first.
right.
Yeah.
So what we did is we took some white Alabama barbecue sauce. You know what I'm talking
I
about?
love
White
it.
sauce.
Oh yeah.
We striped them things, turned them suckers in, came in second in the world in chicken wings. I don't know who beat us. I think it was some lady from New England of all.
Oh, no.
I want to beat this lady, man.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
beat us, but yeah, these
Y'all
were
had
good
some zebra
wings.
wings, huh? Some
We
white
did,
and black
man.
wings.
They
That'd
were
be
good,
cool.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's legit.
I didn't bring y'all some of that glaze, but when you try it, it's like the best way to describe it's like a Cajun teriyaki, if you can imagine that.
Yeah,
and I will
yeah.
get you some.
Oh,
man.
we'll go to Julian's
It's
to get
amazing.
some.
hell yeah.
It's legit, dude.
So it sounds to me like it's working out for you.
Yeah,
Ever since you sold the
That's right.
the medical business
That's
there, that
right.
it's been working out. I mean, I'm sure there's bumps along the road, right? Learning curves and whatnot.
Well,
but
y'all know that.
you just
Oh,
yeah.
just suck.
Do we ever?
keep
We're
doing
still
what
trying
you're
to figure it
doing,
out.
man.
You know, we're
Yeah.
having a good time, but we're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah. What's the future look like? Where we going in the future?
All right, so I got myself an online marketing guy out
Okay.
of Texas, and our goal is to grow our online business.
Right.
And I'll say this, man. There's a possibility of working with. I'm in negotiations, maybe in talks with a guy. Might have a restaurant in Ocean Springs.
Really?
Oh,
I was
here
gonna.
we go.
That was one of the
Yeah,
things I
I
wanted to ask
We'll
you.
see how that's going to
Is
work
if
out.
that was
Yeah.
if you're like hell no, never again, or no, that was fun.
It's
I'd
one
love
of those
to do it.
things. It's like I can't get it out of my mind.
It's in your
Right,
blood.
right.
It's
You
in your
know,
blood.
because I love barbecue, man. I love people coming in and eating your stuff and enjoying it, and just the hospitality, man. I'm a people person, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
If we do it, man, it'll be a 4 day a week, probably 4 day a week thing.
Have-
I'm not gonna kill myself with it, but
Have you?
when we sell out, that kind
right.
of thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Salt Pepper Oak? That's a buddy of ours.
Dude,
He's
I
been on
just
the
heard
show.
him
Yeah,
like 2 nights ago.
Dude,
Man,
they're
I want to
killing
get
it.
over there.
yeah. It's
They're
our buddy
killing it.
Vincent.
Yeah.
I've known
Yeah.
Vincent for a long time.
You
There
come with
was
us.
like a fried fish place or something, and he's in that. They went out of business, and I think he took it over in Pass Christian or the Keel. Or
It's in the kiln. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can come with us. We're gonna go over there one Friday and film his live.
because he's only open on Saturday.
That's all he does. He
He's
sells the whole
he just
thing
started
out on
doing
Saturday.
smoked meat Fridays, so he's selling on Fridays now. But
Yeah.
that was his plan all along. He told us about it when he was here. He was sitting right there.
Yeah.
But like start out one day, then climb to 2, then 3,
Good
then
for him.
4.
Man, I'd love to
You know,
meet that guy, man.
He's
He's cool,
a great guy.
yeah.
He does all his stuff. He shows you exactly how he trims his brisket. He shows you where.
I was
he
watching
does all
some of
that.
his videos, man. I'm very impressed.
2
with him.
1,000-gallon smokers he's got that they handmade. They're
man.
They're
huge.
gigantic.
I've been there in person and seen them before. And then they've created a little electronic system to where when the temperatures gets to a certain, degrees that they
Yeah,
set,
yeah.
it opens the baffle,
The
lets
damper,
air
yeah.
in, closes it when it needs to. His setup's legit, but it's the
Redneck
best.
ingenuity. At
Yeah,
its finest.
right.
Well, they're
Yeah.
He's from Louisiana.
Yeah, Cajun
Coonasses,
ingenuity. It's solid.
Does
It's
he
ready.
do anything? Does he have another vocation? Or?
Not now. So it's a cool story. So he used to opened up a bunch of restaurants. So he's ran Twin Peaks before,
Okay,
opened
yeah.
up multiple locations, worked for Dave and Buster's.
And
So
what's his name?
Vincent Hunt.
Yeah.
So he's got a
I want to
ton.
meet that guy, man.
he's got
I was very impressed.
Yeah,
with
come
his
over with
videos,
us.
man.
He's got a ton of knew the game. Right, he knew the restaurant business, knew that whole thing. Then his brother worked out at not Chevron, but DuPont. He was like a fabricator guy, operator,
Right.
right? And he got he was like, nah, I'm gonna go over here. So now he's like doing the He built the
Smokers
handmade built the smokers for him.
Good
So
thing.
it's like two brothers come together, man, and they've got this business they're
Like
doing.
Mario
Their
and
dad's
Luigi.
part of it.
Yeah.
It's like a whole
That's
family
awesome,
thing,
dude.
and it's like their hearts in it. You know what I mean? And then it shows in the food. We just had Mother's Day. We catered with their
it was
stuff.
money.
Really?
Dude, it was ridiculous. Yeah.
Man.
So
Look, I was at Marcio. I told you about Marcio, our team captain or whatever. You know,
yeah.
I was at his place. He's got a place over in Pass Christian. It's he does granite and countertops and stuff like that. I said, look, man, your slogan needs to be I take money for granite. You know?
There you go.
But I was over there yesterday, and he was telling me about this place. I'm pulling it up, man, and I'm looking at these ribs, and I'm like, dude, this guy is killing it.
It's a whole nother level.
Shit.
When we ate the brisket, I was like, I'll never smoke
Well,
another
the
brisket.
All right, Vincent, if you're watching this, I'm coming to see you.
Well,
buddy.
the first day
yeah.
we got these headphones, or the first show after we got these headphones, he brings in a spread that's like as big as this table. So we're doing a show. It's like, It sounds like, it sounds like 8 cows on a podcast eating with us. Yeah,
that's awesome. So does he smoke with oak? Is that what?
Yep. So
Yeah.
that's literally the name of the restaurant for that purpose. Is they only use salt, pepper, and oak.
yeah.
That's it.
And that's what I was going to go.
That's like Texas based, right?
Well,
there.
that's what he is.
That's
He's
what
a big Texas guy.
Well,
got
that's
you.
what he's
Yeah,
models
Texas barbecue.
himself
Yeah.
after. Yeah.
What do you do all kinds of different stuff with your
I do,
jerky?
man.
What's your,
I
what's
mean,
your favorite?
You're going through flavor.
All right,
so
Yeah.
I say this in the South: garlic, cayenne pepper, and brown sugar make the world go round.
Right.
That's that sweet heat.
Yeah.
A little bridge there with that garlic. And I like to mix it up, man. I'll do cherry wood, hickory wood, pecan.
I love
Pecan's
pecan, man.
Pecan's a big
God,
thing, man.
pecan's so good.
And then just combo it out. I mean, a lot of guys when they smoke ribs competition, they're going to use some cherry because it helps put that mahogany look to the ribs, or whatever. But dude, any kind of fruit wood, But I've never smoked with oak. I have never done that.
Really?
That's what he
But I'm
uses.
not opposed
And
to
it's
it,
a
man.
specific type of oak. He told us what it was.
Probably post if he's out of Texas, not
I
post.
don't know.
No, he's not from Texas. He's from Louisiana, but
Right.
he
He
just
just
models
copied the style,
himself
I got you.
a lot of the Texas style. But he told us, I forgot, because he's like going through
Oh,
just like you.
we got to go over there and see him.
Let's
so we
go.
can get the
He
skinny from him.
he'll
man.
love
he
it.
sounds like
The skinny.
like a
The
man.
skinny,
dude.
yeah.
yeah.
yeah. No, he's a good guy. It's
That's
fun
awesome,
time.
dude.
He's trying to like ramp some stuff up on his Fridays, like doing cooking or barbecue classes and stuff like that. Like
Right.
he's got a whole vision.
Yeah.
He's
For sure.
a visionary. But
Yeah.
so you said for the future though, you got the
Yeah.
online kicking, you got
Got the online kicking and who knows,
More
we'll do if it works out, man. It's
the
like
restaurant.
I was talking to a guy today, and I was talking to him about potentially the restaurant,
right.
because that's a big undertaking, right?
Well, you've done it once
I've
though,
done
right?
it-
So you're
I've
not
done it before,
you're not
and-
green.
That's right, and I know that you got to really be all in,
Right.
to
Oh,
do
yeah.
that,
Especially this day and age when you can't find anybody to work,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, but I love. I can't get away from the thought of it.
Right.
That's the whole thing. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
That's cool, man.
Well,
Yeah.
run us through your products one more time.
Yeah.
You got the beef sticks.
Yep.
You
Now
got-
these sticks are they're half beef, half pork.
Okay.
But like y'all tasted when you bite into it, man.
It's
There's
legit.
there's no grease in that, man.
No.
There's some good cuts.
And
right
that's just
there.
a snack stick,
Yeah,
right?
That's a snack
And
stick.
then you got
And then our jerky is whole muscle, eye round beef jerky, then
and what size you sell those in the small? Is that the one size?
2.5 ounce.
Yeah.
2.5 ounce.
2.5 ounce. We'll probably bump that up in the future.
Yeah, to the bigger ones.
Get to a little bit bigger bag. I've got a up to 8 flavors. I'm ready to, but you just got to go through the protocol,
Right.
So we've got 3 flavors right now: smoked pecan, spicy pecan, hickory,
Okay.
and but I've got chipotle and burnt ends and
All
different
ready
ones
to
that are
go.
coming. Man.
Yeah.
They're coming. It
I've
just
had
takes a
those
little
burn
time.
ends before.
Those burnt ends, man. We've got to get that through the protocol.
Those are
because,
amazing.
I don't
when
know that
when
anybody else has got that flavor.
No.
Yeah.
It's not out there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not out there.
I had
You
them in
can
the
beep
old
this
school
out
package.
so nobody will get the idea.
Well,
but,
yeah, right. It's
Yeah.
It's
And
live.
I'm gonna tell you how I came up with burnt ends, man.
Everybody loves burn
It's
ends.
complete mistake.
Okay.
Complete mistake. We were at Stonewall's.
Yep.
what I would do is I would turn the smoker way up there, and then when I loaded it, I would cut the temp down.
Right. Kind of like sear it.
Yeah. So me and Shayla are sitting there eating lunch, and I had put the jerky on the smoker, and all of a sudden I get up and take off toward the smoker. She's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" You know, it's like, she runs around the corner, and I open up the smoker, and what had happened was I had forgotten to take the temperature down.
Right.
I'm looking at all this, and look, it's black as that bag right there. I'm like, I just ruined $1,000 worth of jerky. You know?
Ooh.
So I let it rotisserie out, cool down. But when I tasted it, I was like,
yeah.
I said, Shayla,
we got something.
Yeah.
Come taste,
yeah.
come taste this. You know, dude, it was a game changer. It was literally, yeah. So when we get that through the protocol, man, it's a game changer. So when I had, you know, because we can sell directly to the consumer
Right.
on our website. When I had burn ends on there, it outsold everything that I ever produced put together.
So you've already sold some of it.
I tasted it in a little blue bag, old school blue bag.
Yeah.
So, but you talking about getting past the regulators or whatever? I'm misunderstanding.
All right. So when you produce something that's USDA approved, because
Right.
I'm not making this jerky currently, right? So to get it through the USDA protocol, it's got to hit all their.
Okay, but if you're just making it yourself,
to make burn ends, you got to get to 260 on a smoker, and these smokers will only go to like 200.
Oh, damn! So you're having like even back end, logistical stuff going on.
What I've got is a friend of mine in Tampa, or just outside of Tampa. This guy met me through YouTube, right? He saw one of my YouTube videos, and he's like, calls me up, man. Thomas Gear, you know, calls me up, and I'm like, you know, talking to him or whatever. He's like, dude, I'm gonna go through the whole USDA process and have my own facility. And I'm like, dude, that's a lot.
Yeah,
so
good luck
talking, right?
Yeah.
So we talk off and on for the last 3 years. Well, about maybe 2 months ago, he calls me up and he's like,
Guess
did
what?
it, baby.
Yeah.
I did it, you know. And I said, well, Thomas, can you get your smoker to 260? And he said, yeah. I said, all right, I'm going down to see you.
Yeah.
Because we're going to do burn in. So it's coming.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming. You know, we can't do it in Taylorsville because those smokers are all boiler driven. So they'll only get about 200. Right?
Okay.
But that's
low and slow.
Yeah.
Low and slow. You know, so these boiler driven smokers, the way you get to smoke on them is a smoke generator through, like, they'll take chips, like pecan chips or whatever. Right. So it's independent. It's pumping that smoke into the smokehouse. But his smoker is using whole logs.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a little bit different situation.
It'll heat up a little bit.
We'll get there. You'll get there.
Vincent's could do it.
If Vincent gets there, that's eventually set the sun on fire.
Yeah. Well, that 500 I got to get there too.
Yeah.
It'll do it, but you can't. You know, the thing with USDA is everything's got to be recorded. So if you got to pump humidity in, you got your cooking process. They got to be able to look through this if they want to audit you,
right?
And you can't just make it in your backyard.
Yeah, Vincent's smoker, my smoker won't do that.
Gotcha.
So these guys got to play about a little bit different set of rules.
Yeah, when you want to play in the big boy league, you got to follow the big boy rules.
Make the money.
That's what people don't understand. It's like, oh, I'm gonna smoke, whatever, create this product, and I'm going global. It's like, yeah, you got a lot of hurdles to get over. That's why when you say you can put all the information out there on your YouTube channel, and it's like, yeah, you can cook it, but can you go to war with everything else?
With everybody else.
Get a website, get all this, manage all the money side, manage this, manage that. It's a lot.
Yeah. It's a lot too.
It's a lot, man.
So you got your Bayou Dust, and then you got your award-winning Bayou Sauce, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And we can find these locally where?
Fayard's, Washington
the only place right now, right?
Yeah, Julian's place over
and
there.
everywhere else we can order them.
Yeah,
online.
SmokehouseBayou.com.
SmokehouseBayou.com. There we go. Well, man, I appreciate you stopping by. I knew it was going to be a good one.
Y'all,
I knew that was going to be a good one.
Enjoyed this, man. I hope we can do it another time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. You got to send us some of your shows you're going to. Maybe we can piggyback off of you.
That'd be great, man. If y'all can come to Gulf Shores, we'll get that date.
I don't feel like that.
29th of July, man.
We need to look that
I
up.
want
Make
to
sure
come
we
over
don't.
there and do a podcast from there.
That'd be cool
Yeah.
as
It's a lot
hell.
of fun.
I'm gonna put Steel Cracker in a headlock.
I don't know. He's a big ass dude. You
He's,
might better,
he's a stud.
yeah, you might better
Yeah,
watch out what you
yeah.
Got
said.
some guns on him.
Shit, I maybe lose my train of thought. Oh, we got to get up though with Vincent, Salt Pepper Oak. Seriously, whether we
Yeah.
just go hang out on a Friday or we get him back in here. He said he's down to come back in the
That
studio,
would be
Yeah.
awesome,
and we'll just
dude.
talk shit the whole time.
Yeah,
you know?
we'll go over to his place and film it, and then you come with us, ride
Man,
over
I
there
would
with us, and
love
hang
that,
out with us.
'cause I was very impressed when I saw his stuff, man. I'm sitting there with Marcy. I'm like, look at these ribs.
Yeah, wait till
man.
you eat
This
'em.
guy is
Oh,
like killing it.
And
Yeah.
we ate him like an hour later because we talked so much. Everybody was just sitting there looking at the
Oh
food
yeah,
going,
it was dead on the table. when
yeah,
we
and
ate
we're
it.
like, we're gonna eat this, and everybody
Yeah.
was like, are y'all gonna eat this or no?
Yeah,
So,
people in the
so
comments.
he's open on Saturdays.
Saturday,
So it's just
11
like
till 3ish. We're sold out.
till he sells
Till
out.
he sells out.
Good for
Yeah,
him,
we
man.
got him
Yeah.
in with Cash's Culpepper. Played a show out in front, just a little
Yeah,
acoustic
really.
thing.
Putting an
Dude,
entertainment.
Dude, the line, Jared's been there. The line is just, it's kind of like a fair. You,
Yeah.
Nice.
You get a ticket and you just wait until you
Yeah,
get
and he
there.
brings out burn ins and hands them out to people while they're
Yeah,
waiting in line too. I mean,
right.
he knows how to do the business side too.
Yeah.
But
Well, you know, like Austin, you go to
Yeah.
some of those places over there, man. It's just like we open at 11
Yep, and we close whenever.
close
And
when
that-
we run
and they
out.
sell everything. They
And
sell
these
everything.
people are getting in line at like 6 in the
yeah,
morning. or
camping.
something.
Yeah.
he knows all that. He's just, he's a
Yeah.
brain. So, but
Has he got a website too?
I don't know. I don't know if he's got an official a website,
He's
but he's got a
got a
Facebook.
Facebook
Just Salt
page,
Pepper
yeah.
Oak. Go type it
Yeah.
in, and it'll come right up.
He's legit.
Yeah,
man.
he's
Yeah.
legit.
Yeah, I can't wait to get over and try
Yeah,
that.
it'd be fun.
Yep.
Well, ladies and
Mr.
gentlemen,
Brian Ducharme.
Yeah.
Smokehouse Bayou.
legit stuff. We just tasted it. That is seriously, that's some great jerky. It is
Award winning.
tender. It ain't dried out. You go check it out over at Fayard's. It's another good reason to go over there and check Fayard's out. But hit him up on the website, right? Buy the product there.
And it's
Uh,
healthy.
You got the merch on there too? The merch is on there too?
You got
All
your
right.
merch on there?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah. He knows what he's doing.
Got them hats, got everything.
Yep. So look, we appreciate you coming in this evening, and we got a lot more cool stuff coming up. We're booked out till like July already on
Good
shows
deal.
now.
People
yeah.
really like us for some reason.
Well, people are
tuning in.
they're
That's
tuning
right.
in,
That's
and
awesome,
people are reaching out like, "Hey, I want to get on a show." Where used to it was like we had to,
Beg
send-
people.
yeah, they're like, "What?" and do and we're like, "No."
What's
But anyway,
a podcast?
yeah,
Right.
but we do a terrible job of mentioning. Go download our app if you haven't already done it.
Yeah.
Groundwater Banter.
This show will be on here tomorrow or the next
couple
day.
Tell
days,
me
yeah.
about this app, man.
Yeah,
yeah.
so we got an app. It's free. It's on the App Store, Google Play, iPhone. Doesn't matter what you got. And inside of that, it's important because Friday
It's
snapper season. Yeah, snapper season's opening up, and we've got the tails and scales. Hold on, what are you trying to do? Go to that one. Tails and scales.
Hold on, let me show you again. 'cause
Hold on, we
can
must
get
switch
our-
away. We don't know what you got on that
Look
phone.
at that.
But show everybody. Right there.
Hold on, I'm only gonna get. Look at our yeah, there it is, right
That's
there.
it, huh?
Yep, that's
Yep.
it.
So we got tails and scales. We got our catch limits. We got marine forecasts. We got all kinds
Do
of
y'all
stuff on
ever
there.
have y'all had any of those guys from was it MWR? Is that right? Mississippi
Department of Wildlife.
Department of Wildlife, Marine
DMR.
Resources.
DMR. Yeah, yeah.
You ever had those guys?
we have some people who have worked for them that are currently not working for them. The problem with DMR is they have a lot of red tape, so they
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
They have to, like we had the hurricane hunters
There's
on the
some
show.
guys in there, man. They not the law enforcement, but the scientist guys.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They were
and-
setting up right beside me. Remember at the boat show?
We talked to them.
Right, yeah. We talked to them, but
Those
they,
guys love barbecue, man.
Oh
John
yeah,
Barnes,
everybody
I mean,
loves
they-
barbecue.
Jared, they love it.
Yeah.
man.
but see, we try to dig. Like we were gonna try to dig, and when you try to dig into DMR, they kind of, you know, say they got a lot of red tape,
Yeah.
government restricted stuff,
Government
which I
employee, yeah.
understand. It's same with like we had the hurricane hunters on. They came with one of their
Really?
guys and said, you can't do this and this. It's a matter of safety and security
Sure.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So
They got to
we
know who
abide
you are
by
too.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But we're going to get some people in, and we're going to get some legislators in.
We
who
got
are-
Mr.
who are
Ralph with
above-
Fishing Banks coming on. And
Yeah.
it's going to be a dang good show.
Who is this?
Mr. Ralph Fishing Banks, and then we're going to work on Marty Wilson. They just dumped a
Oh,
bunch
wow.
of
I
stuff.
saw that. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Huge
trying to get
stuff.
our
Kyle
reefs-
Johnson, yeah.
Our reefs built up around here, but yeah, we got a lot of stuff on the horizon. So
That's awesome,
staying,
dude.
downloading the app is the best way we can communicate directly to the customer, right?
Right.
You know all about
Right.
that. You don't have to cut through the damn Facebook algorithm for people to see and hear about what we're
Mhm.
doing.
and
So,
you get your Tails and Scales app for Friday.
yeah, the weather and everything, marine forecast, bag limits, catch limits. It's all right inside the app. It's one app. You don't have to jump all over the place doing all that stuff. So
Yep.
appreciate everybody in the comments, man. There was a lot. We really do appreciate that. Everybody chiming in. And if y'all keep on watching, man, we'll keep on doing them.
Appreciate it, Mr. Brian.
Hey, man, thank you.